Jalen Brunson. When you talk about him and Anthony Edwards, I mean, has anybody cemented themselves as superstars more than those two in this postseason, right? Brunson leads all players, averaging nearly 36 points per game. Edwards ranks third with 32 per game on a pretty efficient 55% from the field as well. For much more, we send it over to Malika Andrews in the NBA Countdown crew. Hey, girl.
Hey, Elle, thank you very much. You know these guys, Stephen A. Smith, Bob Myers, Michael Wilbon. We just heard good news for you, Stephen A. Smith, from Michael Wilbon, from Brian Windhorst, rather. It looks like Jalen Brunson will be good to go in this game tonight, but he and Anthony Edwards have put down just impressive game after impressive game. Who has stood out to you the most?
Well, listen, I think Jalen Brunson has been absolutely sensational. Please don't get me wrong, but I'm going to go with the name Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
And the reason why is because of the level of competition he's beaten. He beat Philadelphia with Embiid on one leg. And the Indiana Pacers are obviously formidable offensively, but leaves a lot to be desired defensively. We're looking at a Minnesota Timberwolves squad that swept Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. And now they are up 2-0 on the reigning defending NBA champions, courtesy of a defense that has proven to be nothing short of elite, and a guy by the name of Anthony Edwards that has blossomed into a superstar before our very eyes. The combination of those things are why I would go with that name, but taking absolutely, positively nothing away from the greatness that Jalen Brunson has put forth.
Anthony Edwards has been the most exciting player in the league. He's become that. Most exciting player in the playoffs, in the league. You watch him now night after night just to say, okay, let me settle in to see what he's going to do. Jalen Brunson has a totally different effect, and I don't know how to choose between the two of them. What Jalen Brunson has done from the time he left Villanova to now is one of the, one of the more, maybe most impressive journeys, basketball journeys, the self-made nature of it. You know, his foundation he named Second Round as a reminder to himself, but to everybody else. They passed on him in the first round. And he now is one of the, I think we'd agree, one of the 5 best players, I think, in the league, one of the 5 most impactful players in the league. So he and Anthony Edwards are totally different, but yet the impact, I don't know how you separate them.
It's Jay Wright. I'm sitting here. Jay Wright called me about Jalen Brunson. He told me, and I just said, well, it's kind of small. What position does he play? He goes, Bob, why are they talking about Bridges? I know he's good, and the other guys. What about Brunson? I said, yeah, Jay, and I thought he was sticking up for his guy. He goes, he's the best player on our team, and we had tremendous success with him. So I blew that one. So Brunson.
You got company.
Yeah. I mean, not
just
just me.
company.
Yeah, other people too. I love Jalen Brunson, and what he's doing is tremendous. Both players, you fear them. As an opposing GM, we used to play guys, and I'd say, I'm scared of this guy. Edwards scares me more. I'm complimenting Edwards. He scares you going up against him. His numbers in the postseason, 32 a game, 7 rebounds at most, 6 assists, 55% from the field, 42 from 3. He is dominant right now. As great as Brunson has been, this guy right here, I don't know what you do with him. And also, on the other side of the ball, what he's doing defensively, Jalen Brunson, he tries and he's smart. He doesn't impact the game defensively like Anthony Edwards does.
Can I ask you this, Bob? So Anthony Edwards was the #1 pick in the 2020 draft. You all had the #2 pick. How were people talking about him in that draft? Because from my recollection, it was, we don't really know what the top of this draft's going to look like. It could go any sort of way. Will LaMelo be the #1 pick? Did you expect him to be this?
No. We saw him, Steve Kerr, myself, Joe Lacob. We saw him twice. I didn't know he would become as serious as he's become.
That was the question.
That was the question.
Whether he was going to be all in on a basketball
Our
career.
athletic trainer, Rick Celebrini, who's, by the way, his son might be the #1 pick in the NHL draft. Yeah. I said, he measured him. He looked at him, he felt him. He said, this guy's physically pristine, athletically, like a LeBron-type athlete. And so he's delivered.
And both Brunson and Edwards, they are posting the most in their respective franchise history in terms of postseason points, so it's impressive all around. Sending it back to you, El.
I'm on fire. It's NBA,